In 1992, the basements and underground tunnels in Chicago's Loop filled with water and fish from the Chicago River. This was the Great Chicago Flood, and the surviving fish occasionally interrupt our broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
From Chicago, you're watching the Stormy, Husky, Brawling show where we're fierce as a dog with tongue lapping for action. Here's your host. Where's my host? Minrod, play the B-roll, the best of Chicago B-roll. No, I said the best of Chicago. That's better. Thank you. Okay, we're rolling. Minrod, I still need a host. Get me a host. Anyone.
Get your hands off of me. What is going on? Are they clapping for me?
Of course. They know a star when they see one.
A star? Me?
Sure. Could you step on your mark, hon? Right there. Minrod cut the intro and the applause. Good. Here's the deal. The show starts with a message about the Great Chicago Flood. Then I introduce you with, from Chicago, you're watching the Stormy, Husky, Brawling show where we're fierce as a dog with tongue lapping. Now you read the teleprompter.
What was that you said about a dog with a tongue?
A dog with tongue lapping for action. It's from the poem Chicago by Carl Sandburg.
Oh, yeah, I thought I recognized that. I love that poem.
That's good. We share an excerpt of it at the beginning of every show.
How interesting. Why?
To expand expression.
Cool.
Yes, and in order for that to happen, you'll just need to read the words on the teleprompter.
Oh, cool.
What are you waiting for?
Are you going to introduce me?
Here's your host.
I am so thrilled to be hosting the Stormy Husky Brawling show, where we pack poetry, history, and news into one bite-sized morsel of literary goodness. Really? Seriously?
Yes, read.
But I would never say that.
Nobody would. Read.
I've been living in Chicago for a long time, long enough to know about the Great Chicago Flood. Not the fire, but the flood of 1992. Nobody was hurt or killed, but local fish complained about the smell.
I remember like it was yesterday. It was awful.
One of them is here today. Halbert the basement fish. The basement fish. I've known about the basement fish for years, but one of them is a guest?
Thank you, son. I'll just peek in here for a second so we can get to know each other. I'm Halbert. How do you do?
I can't believe this is happening.
Halbert, you know you're not supposed to do this.
Do what? Be polite? Make our new host feel comfortable? Sign an autograph?
Interrupt.
You know, son, I said I wouldn't come on TV just to complain, and I'm not complaining. I'm merely stating facts. It really did stink. You people and your basements are ridiculous. You ever hear of a thing called a dehumidifier?
I have. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Should I keep going?
Halbert, I told you if we were going to have you on as a guest, you couldn't interrupt.
I'm not interrupting. I'm expanding expression. Please indulge me one more moment with this fine lad, and I'll be off. Kid, the floods made us strong, made me smart. They made us, #basement fish, powerful enough to roam the streets and studios of Chicago.
Oh, enough, Halbert. Take your bubbles and corny music and wait your turn. Please, continue.
Well, today is Tuesday, June 1st, and on this day in 1926, Norma Jean Martinson was born in Los Angeles, California. Of course, most know her as Marilyn Monroe. the famous actress, model, singer, and sex symbol who rose to stardom in the 1950s.
I know that's right. Hubba hubba.
Her platinum blonde hair, hourglass figure, alluring smile, and sultry eyes left an indelible impression on American pop culture.
Oh, Mamma Mia, did they ever? Whoa. Hey, the food's here. Bye.
Bye. And her brand continues to generate millions of dollars every year. Hundreds of thousands of American households display a magnet, calendar, postcard, or poster of the glamorous superstar, and hundreds of thousands have mimicked her hairstyle.
I don't have any Marilyn Monroe memorabilia, and my hairstyle is my own. However, I do keep a stash of uppers, downers, and booze.
Is this an audience participation type of show?
Not now, Haley.
Who's Haley?
Why not now? I'm not ashamed. Let's end the stigma. Why don't we?
What stigma?
What stigma? Oh, come on, man. Society's fear of discussing America's addiction to big breasts and prescription painkillers.
Are big breasts a stigma?
Haley, you know full well that we're rolling. Go get a snack and wait with Halbert. Perhaps we'll bring you in after the break.
Go get a snack. Go pop a pill. It's all the same to you people.
Nobody wants you to pop a pill. You read and I'll deal with her.
Excuse me, Haley, is it? You're a basement fish too, aren't you?
What about it?
Well, this is so cool. It's just really cool to meet you, and I really like your bubbles. I must say, you do look kind of like Marilyn Monroe. So cool, huh?
Man, do you ever listen to yourself? Cool. You're not exactly expanding expression.
Well, I'm just saying that Marilyn Monroe set the standard for beauty. I don't think it's so awful to be compared to her.
Haley, I agree with you, but you're going to have to be quiet. And you, stick to the freaking script.
Well, Marilyn Monroe died from overdosing on barbiturates when she was 36 years old. Though dead for nearly 60 years from an apparent suicide, the troubled icon is still one of the most imitated celebrities. Madonna, Rihanna, Gwen Stefani, and Lady Gaga have freely admitted to copying her style. Mariah Carey even named her daughter after her. That is cute. Right, Haley? Had the blonde bombshell lived, she would be 95 years young and undoubtedly still very sexy.
Why is it important that a 95-year-old woman be sexy?
I think it's meant to be tongue-in-cheek, Haley.
Well, Halbert, it's more hook in cheek. She was a lot more than a pretty face. She was a poet. Life. I am of both your directions, existing more with the cold frost, strong as a cobweb in the wind. Do you know who wrote that? Marilyn Monroe. And you fools only care about her sex appeal. Maybe if more people read her writing and spent less time looking at her breasts, she'd still be alive today.
You know, you do kind of look like her.
That's what I said.
Why do I have to look like anybody other than myself?
Oh, you've got a point, Haley. How about we discuss this after the show? After the break? Give Ben Rod a second to update the teleprompter.
Sure, I can wait. So, do you, hashtag basement fish, like, know each other?
No, son, we don't all know each other. I must say, I am not impressed with this one either. I formally call on you to resign. After you interview me, of course.
Well, I'm still learning the ropes. I refuse to resign.
And speaking of calling for people to resign, the prompter is ready with the Chicago history portion. Read.
Well, 2 years ago, Chicago's newest mayor, Lori Lightfoot, was just a couple of weeks into her term. Now, one of her campaign promises was to rid City Hall of corruption. So she called on Alderman Ed Burke to resign. Now, Burke, a 50-year veteran of city council, had been indicted with racketeering, bribery, extortion, and 11 other charges. Now, Lightfoot said, quote, "We have got to set the standard, which is why I believe it is important for Alderman Burke to resign," end quote.
Burke's been my alderman since I was a boy. I can't say I like the guy, but at least he has his home and office dehumidified.
Please just read.
Well, the scandal-ridden alderman has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges, and a trial date still has not been set because of the pandemic and paperwork.
Excuses, excuses.
Because Lightfoot is trying to establish a new political standard, and Haley is challenging the Marilyn Monroe beauty standard, the basement fish will join us later to discuss. But first, this message.
When a vampire seduces you, death is minutes away. When she hires you, you will wish you were dead. Order the vampire novel Fiona's Guardians today from danklefstad.com.
And we are back with the Stormy Husky Brawling Show. The basement fish will join me soon for the after-break debate.
I guess you could say I'm sort of a legend around these parts.
Cool. Today's top story comes to us from Texas. The Lone Star State's Governor Greg Abbott and his Republicans are trying to pass a bill that would restrict voting in that state. Now, Democrats opposed the bill and in protest walked out of the State House on Sunday night.
Good for them.
Now, the governor's so upset that he is threatening to withhold their pay. State lawmakers are paid $600 a month.
You don't do the work, you don't get the pay. Simple as that.
That bill can't pass. The voting restrictions are an assault on democracy.
They ran from their responsibilities. They were playing hooky.
Okay, Boomer, I have had enough.
What?
We're experiencing technical difficulties, but we'll be back soon with another episode of the Stormy Husky Brawling Show.